I'm Dr. Wes Brooks, and I have the privilege of serving as the Vice President and Dean of Students at Augustana College. Today, I wanted to share a little bit more about our COVID-ready return to campus and would like to first make sure that you are aware that there is a link on the Augustana website that allows you to communicate directly with the college with your COVID questions. That was launched last week, and we have received questions, and one in particular that I'd like to address today is about isolation and quarantine. With isolation and quarantine housing, that is available and being planned for the fall semester. We will have roughly 50 beds available to isolate and quarantine students at Augustana College. So what exactly does that mean? With isolation and quarantine, we will be utilizing our contact tracing, which we've talked about in the past, that if a student shows symptoms or is found to have a positive COVID test, we would then launch our quarantine and isolation housing. With isolation, that means that a student would be moved into temporary housing with a private bathroom so that they can isolate for 14 days. With quarantine housing, that would mean that through our contact tracing, if we learn of other students who have been in close contact with a student or could be showing symptoms but not yet have a positive case, would also be moved into separate quarantine housing. What will happen in those situations is meals will be delivered to those students that are in isolation and quarantine. We would move students into those temporary locations when we believe that they may be carrying the virus. We would obviously hope and expect that those students then reach out to their healthcare providers for further guidance. In temporary isolation and quarantine housing, we would ask that students take their own bedding, clothing, etc. to exist over that period of time in that temporary housing. Whenever possible, if it can be done safely, for instance, driving home rather than flying or driving super long distances, we would ask the student to consider quarantining at home if that is necessary. The Dean of Students Office and Academic Affairs will work very closely with students in isolation and quarantine to make sure that they're able to continue with their classes during that period of time where they are in isolation or quarantine housing. So as we continue to prepare to be COVID ready for a fall return at Augustana College, our isolation and quarantine plan is one of those essential items that we will continue to work through, as we have this summer with two potential cases that we did utilize our isolation and quarantine plan. Both of those cases resulted in negative test results, but we still were able to execute our plan, and we've been able to work our plan to ensure that it is ready to go for the fall semester. So with that, please consider utilizing that link if you have any COVID questions, and we will respond to you as soon as we can. Thanks, and have a great day.